Hey guys, it's Jay, and welcome to our ship tour for Royal Caribbean's Mariner of the Seas. We sailed the Mariner for 7 days in February 2020. We will start out in the Centrum, which is the main hub of the ship here on Deck 5. You can see they've got the guest services, and the shore excursion desk is in this area as well. They do have a little section where you can pick up your cruise compass daily activity sheets if you need them. Lots of navigational displays that show you where everything is, ship maps. And this is a touch screen that we're showing off here where you can look a lot of stuff up, find the nearest restroom, activities and events, and then these cool little 3D models. So looking forward here on Deck 5 down the Royal Promenade. Actually, we will go ahead and jump back to the dining room. They have one main dining room on the ship, which is 3 stories tall. It takes up decks 3, 4, and 5. This is actually on Deck 5. We have a couple of different entrances here of us walking in and looking around. Now back out to the Royal Promenade on Deck 5. You can see the next cruise, the future cruise area where you can book your next vacation. And the main walking area, which is the Royal Promenade. This is where you can find all of your shopping, most of your eating and drinking venues. Speaking of shopping, they do like to set up the stands outside in the walking area to sell things. You can see shirts and souvenirs and all. But they do have a few individual shops around. I know there's one dedicated to jewelry, one dedicated to sort of cosmetics and things like that. There's one for, your standard souvenirs. This, I believe, is a peek inside the cosmetic store. Jewelry store, which I always say the shiny shopping store. But pretty much anything and everything you could want to buy, you can find it and buy it. Now moving a little further forward on Deck 5, we get into the bars and lounges. This is the Bamboo Room, which actually a nice little tiki-themed area, became our favorite hangout spot, probably on the entire ship, I'll say. Just kind of very cool colors in there. Right there outside the Bamboo Room, there is a staircase down to Deck 4, but we'll get into Deck 4 later. Barnacle and Barrel is up next. That is kind of their British pub concept. They usually had like a pub guitarist playing in there. Lots of fancy manly drinks, as I discovered, martinis. There's the pub guitarist. Just a very cool feeling in there. Between there and the Cafe Promenade, you do have the Coke Freestyle machines. There's also a Ben & Jerry's location right here, which is a pay option. The Freestyle machines are also pay, but that you can get those as part of a drink package if you have one. Cafe Promenade itself is kind of your coffee shop and deli setup. They do have included complimentary sandwiches, pizza, desserts, all kinds of yummy things to grab there. Nice little peek at a dessert counter. For breakfast, they actually had donuts and pastries up there, also included, and a little drink station with hot chocolate, coffee, tea. A little further forward now, we do have Playmakers, which is the sports bar concept. Nice bar up there, cozy booths, all kinds of television so that you can get all your sportsing on. They've got pool tables around the corner here in a second. I know, yep, there we go. We've got foosball and kind of a little arcade setup in the back room with some sort of retro vintagey games. You see Donkey Kong, what was that, Pac-Man? I don't know. And some information about upcoming game times. All the way at the front of Deck 5, we do have the Star Lounge, but before you get into the Star Lounge, there is a card room and library. So as you would expect to find in the library, you've got some computer stations, you've got some books, complete with a little book drop where you can return them when you're done. And of course, you do have some games. There they are. Chess, checkers, Uno, Scrabble, all kinds of stuff. The Star Lounge is at the very front. This was the venue where they actually had karaoke, various games in here. I know the Family Feud game was back here. But a nice little bar and some cozy seating. Who could ask for anything more? Jumping down now one deck to Deck 4, here we are entering into the balcony of the Royal Theatre. That does, it's the main show lounge, and it takes up decks 3 and 4. Big, nice lounge, lots of seating. I forget exactly how many people it would hold, but you never really felt like you had any trouble finding a seat in here. But this is for all of the main production shows, the fly-on entertainers, any major event would happen here. Schooner Bar is also located on Deck 4, kind of a nice nautical, sailing-themed bar. It also turned into the piano bar in the evenings. There's another little peek over at the bar. We also had trivia. Lots of events happen in the Schooner Bar. And you can see peeking back there that it connects up to the casino. We also have Izumi Hibachi and Sushi, which is an upcharge pay restaurant. It's kind of, one of the teppanyaki grill style things where they come out and they'll cook the food in front of you. We did not get to try this while we were on here, but it looked super awesome. I love a good teppanyaki. Moving through the Schooner Bar, now back into the Casino Royale, of course. All sorts of slot machines, D dancing away. They got, the digital machines. They've got a lotto to some degree. We didn't do a ton of stuff in here. You see they got a lot of table games over to the side. A little bit more of a dancing D action right there. And the cashier windows over there in the corner. Very bright, very colorful, but again, we aren't really big gamblers, but it had a lot of nice selection in there from what we could see. Kind of like a grown-up arcade, Boleros is sort of the Latin bar concept there on deck 4. Kind of a nice place to hang out. They have live music there in the evenings. You can see the stage over to the side with some bongos. Look at that cute little chair that looks kind of like a car straight out of Cuba. That little red and white thing. So cute. Starbucks is across the way from Boleros, and of course, that is a pay option. I don't think Starbucks is even included on the drink package, but a little bit of seating there next to Starbucks. Jumping out to the exterior deck 4, they do have a walking deck on the outside with some shuffleboard. It goes all the way around the back of the ship. If you follow it to the front of the ship, you can actually get up to the helipad. And back in the dining room, this is actually on deck 3 as we are entering the dining room. Same dining room as before, just a different floor. Like I said, it is 3 levels. Just outside the dining room on deck 3, you do have the art gallery, which also doubles as the photo gallery. They have little digital kiosks there that you can pull up and look at your photos, and a desk where you can buy cameras and supplies and random things if needed. Here I am sort of playing around with one of the photo kiosks. We didn't actually have any pictures taken, so I didn't really get a full sense of how to use it. But moving through the photo gallery towards Studio B, which is where all of the ice shows were held. Here we are getting ready to watch an ice show. And they also had Crazy Quest in here, so another nice venue with a decent amount of seating for big events. Now jumping up to deck 11, we have the Windjammer, which is the main buffet area. They like to sing you songs about washing your hands when you come in here. They've got huge rows of hand-washing sinks, like proper sinks. Get all those germs off before you come into the Windjammer. I know they do have a couple of pay options just as soon as you come in the door, but we're mostly focusing on the actual buffet area for this part, and they do have a bar there. So we did a pretty good job of covering the buffet lines in our actual vlog series. If you missed those, they are up on the channel. We have a 12-part vlog series for the Mariner, but this is just looking around at various dinner, breakfast, salad type items around the buffet. Tons of selection. We are super fans of Royal Caribbean's Windjammer selections. Not really super fans of the setups with all the different stations, but still, so much good food. And of course, the drink stations with ready-made drinks and the freestyle machines. There are 2 of them from what we found in Windjammer. So just outside, moving toward the pools now, we have the Boardwalk Doghouse, which is an included option. There is no charge for this. A nice variety of hot dogs, lots of toppings, pretty good stuff. We have Arctic Zone, which is the soft serve area. It is not 24 hours, but it is out there during certain times of the day. You can get you some ice cream. So heading out now to the main pool area. They do have a pretty good number of water features on this ship. I believe we'll get some shots from above here in a little while, but I believe this area is 2 separate pools and 4 hot tubs. So lots and lots going on, lots of chairs. We did notice a special section up here in light blue that was kind of for sweet guests and special folks we didn't get to check out. They do have a dive center right back here where I guess you can actually get certified for diving, and they sell rash guards and things. And the towel station right next to that, because Royal Caribbean does not provide the towels in the cabins, but you can go check them out when needed. And some swim vests and cool things like that. Now moving a little further along deck 11, we have the solarium. There's a solarium bar back here, a pool, 2 hot tubs / whirlpools. For some reason, it kind of almost feels like an inside-outside type of area. Like if you're tucked up underneath those roofs, you almost feel like you're in an enclosed space, but it is open air. It is not closed off. Moving now to the Vitality at Sea section, that is the Ship Shape Spa and the Fitness Center. We actually entered on deck 12 there and then took the steps down to deck 11, which is where the fitness equipment is located. You can see sort of those, spin class cycles, all the treadmills lined up against the window so you get all those beautiful views while you get your workout on, ellipticals, random other things that I don't even know their name. There's a scale there, like I said, in case you want to torture yourself on vacation. Some free weights, and various other torturous-looking pieces of equipment. Good times. Good times. The exterior of Deck 12, we just have a couple of shots. There we are at the main pool, showing off the two separate pools, kind of, and the Sky Lounge, which didn't really have any seating right up there next to the bar, but there was some seating right across from it you could use. A couple more shots. That's actually the Solarium pool. We're looking over there now. And a little sun deck, which I guess would be kind of considered Deck 13 there on Deck 12. Adventure Ocean is the kids area, so we did kind of wander through here. They've got, like, cool little games, tic-tac-toe and checkers and hopscotch and things painted on the walkway. You couldn't cross around the back of Deck 12, so we did have to go up and over across the sports deck and back down to find this area, which is the video arcade. And as would be expected, it is full of flashing lights and loud sounds and so much excitement for children and adults alike. They've got things like air hockey and table games and crane machines. They do have the prize hub system, so that as you play games, you earn tickets, virtual tickets, and you go trade them in for prizes. Games of chance, games of skill, and there you can see you play with credits, and each credit basically equals $1. I think each game was about $1.50 from what we saw. Also here on Deck 12 is Johnny Rockets, which is an upcharge restaurant. We did eat in here for lunch one day. It was $10, about $10 plus gratuity per person, but it is all you can eat. Did not include the milkshakes or drinks, but those were included on our drink package, which we had. But cute little 1950s themed diner. We got so much food, but it was so good. Even a happy face full of ketchup there. But yeah, so $23.48 all told for us. Deck 13, we'll jump up here now, is the sports deck. You can see we've got, well, we'll go through it here. There's a little map. It includes the Flow Rider, the Sky Climber, the Perfect Storm, the Sky Pad, and the basketball court. So Flow Rider first, of course, the surfing simulator. It is free. This is part of the Sky Climber. They had cool little things to lay down on and stuff that kids, it looked like, could climb. Here's some shots of it from above. That is also free to use. There are some water slides. They had two water slides, which are also free to use. They have the blue one. It's cool. They have the little cutout glassy looking sections. One of them kind of makes it look like you're flying over the ocean for 0.2 seconds. And the Sky Pad, which is the trampoline area, which is also free to use. There's no charge for any of this stuff. But that was kind of cool. You wear a virtual headset and bounce around playing like a little game, and they even had an elevator there. Basketball court, of course, there next to the Sky Pad. And a little pan showing the rock wall. Also included, like I said, no charge for any of this. You just have to go sign up for a slot, and sometimes there may be some wait times unless you have the key like we did, and then you have specified hours that you can use it. Mariner Dunes is the mini golf course, also here in a different section of Deck 13. And there's a nice little sort of sun deck up here with lots of loungers to lay out, kind of a little hidden area. But Mariner Dunes, super cute. They were going for that whole surfer vibe with marine creatures and lighthouses, and I don't know, it was just so cute. Free to play. The equipment just kind of sits out there. You pick up what you need, put it back when you're done. And they had this weird little shower thing. I'm not sure why it was there, unless maybe you're sunning and you get hot and you just need to drench yourself a little. Deck 14, we have Ellington's, which is a nice little, well, it was kind of their nightclub concept, actually. We went up here for the silent disco a couple of nights. But this connects directly to the Viking Crown Lounge as well, which overlooks the main pool area. So a couple of shots of Ellington's. Here are some folks dancing at said silent disco with the headphones on. And you get a nice view of the main pool area right out those huge, huge windows. They also seem to have sort of a wedding set up in here, because the ship did used to have a wedding chapel, but they removed it and turned it into an escape room, which we did not go check out. That is an extra charge, and we didn't even go up there. I think it's on Deck 15. So we'll go ahead and end here with a nice glass elevator shot showing the Royal Promenade. They had some balloons hanging for a big welcome balloon drop. There's some hot air balloons. And coming all the way up to the top. I love a good glass elevator shot. But anyway, that does wrap up our ship tour for the Mariner of the Seas. Hopefully you did enjoy. Like I said, we did a 12-part vlog series of our experience on the Mariner, plus a couple of extra features. So if you have not checked those out, be sure to go give those a peek. But if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Become a Paromaniac today. Socialize all our media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And until next time, rock on!